NASCAR, this is Illegal Moments. What are NASCAR most illegal moments? How do NASCAR drivers stretch the rules in order to win the races? Is illegality in sports just a normal thing? What about NASCAR racing today?
Push almost right over him. Here they
Tangle.
go.
Yeah, that had
This is
to happen.
all about the pit stop right here.
That had to happen.
Hey race friends, welcome back to NASCAR Zone. We are back with another interesting video. Today, we're going to talk about the NASCAR most illegal moments. But before we get into these bizarre truths behind the NASCAR sport, I ask you to subscribe to this crazy NASCAR channel and also encourage you to turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, says an old proverb. It's hard to say where this saying came from in the first place, but it has been used to justify actions in many sports, perhaps most famously in NASCAR racing. Even though current drivers like Jimmy Johnson have raised questions, there are a lot of examples of people in NASCAR who broke the rules just a little bit. Here are the most illegal moments of NASCAR. October 9, 1983. A record 200 Premier Series races were won by Richard Petty, including the 1984 Firecracker 400, which was observed by President Reagan in person. When Petty won his 198th race, less than a year prior to that race, it garnered national headlines for the wrong reasons, making headlines across the country. The race was the 1983 Miller High Life 400 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Richard, congratulations. You didn't forget your way to victory lane, even though it's been a while.
Which Petty won against fellow Hall of Famers Darrell Waltrip, 2012, Benny Parsons, 2017, and Terry Labonte, 2016. Things started going wrong after Petty's Pontiac was inspected by mechanics after the race. It was discovered that he had left side tires on the right side of his car, a blatant violation of the rules. To obtain an advantage in performance, the Petty Enterprises team admitted later that they intentionally mounted the right side tires on the left side wheels. Petty's situation worsened after that. The engine's cubic capacity was found to be 381.983 cubic inches, far in excess of the legal limit of 358 cubic inches. NASCAR had to make some tough choices because the winning vehicle was found to be illegal and the runner-up car was not available for inspection. It was decided that Petty's victory would stand, but he would lose 104 points and be fined $35,000 by NASCAR during a 3-hour post-race conference. Do you think this punishment is justified? Or have they been too lenient with Petty's? Let me know in the comments. Petty said in a statement, "Because I'm only driving, I have no idea what the motor or tires were doing." The next week, NASCAR made a big change by saying that from then on, anyone caught with an engine that was too big would be banned for at least 12 weeks or 3 races, whichever came first. Do you find the video so interesting so far? You will help me a lot by subscribing to this great channel. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so that you are always up to date. Let's move on quickly. October 5, 1997. Hall of Famer Mike Stefanik, 2021, won the Torco Racing Fuels Challenge of Champions at the 0.25-mile Flemington Speedway in New Jersey. He beat an all-star field of 36 NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour, now Wellen Modified Tour, racers. Stefanik won his 9th of 10 modified races that season. He went on to win his 3rd of 7 modified titles and his 1st of 2 straight NASCAR Busch North Series, now ARCA Merit Series, East titles. One of Stefanik's 9 championship trophies is on display in the NASCAR Hall of Fame's Heritage Speedway, which is on the top floor. October 6, 1996. Terry Labonte, who is in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, won the UAW GM Quality 500 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in 2016. This helped him win his 2nd NASCAR Premier Series championship. Labonte went into the race 111 points behind his teammate and fellow Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon, who drives for Hendrick Motorsports 2019. But halfway through the 334-lap race, Gordon's car started to overheat. He had to stop for 3 laps to fix it, which put him in 3rd to 1st place at the end. Labonte, on the other hand, won the last 92 laps to get his 2nd win of the season and move within 1 point of Gordon in the standings. Labonte and his team won $133,950 from the win. Heritage Speedway has Labonte's helmet from the last race of his championship season in 1996, October 7, 1951. Herb Thomas had a great afternoon on the dirt track at the Accomechi Speedway in Hillsborough, North Carolina. He won a 150-lap race in front of 12,000 excited race fans. Thomas won his 6th out of 7 races this season while driving his famous Hudson Hornet. He won $1,000 for taking the checkered flag. At the end of the season, Thomas would win his first of 2 championships. The Dale Jr. Glory Road Champions exhibit at the Hall of Fame includes a Herb Thomas 1951 Hudson Hornet. October 8, 1972. In 1972, Bobby Allison, who is now in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, won 10 races and got a career-high 12 poles. Allison's favorite race was the National 500, which is held every fall at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Allison was 15 seconds ahead and looked like he was going to win easily until Hall of Famer Richard Petty, 2010, blew a tire on his Dodge and hit the inside wall on the backstretch with 16 laps to go. The resulting caution took away Allison's big lead and let Buddy Baker catch up to him for the last restart. During the last 8 laps of the race, the 2 Hall of Famers switched places 4 times. With 4 laps left, Allison finally won by pushing past Baker. Allison and Richard Howard, who owned the car, won $21,450 from the race. President Richard Nixon was happy about Allison's success in 1972 and sent him a letter of congratulations, which is on display at Heritage Speedway. October 10, 1954. Hall of Famer Buck Baker, 2013, dominated the NASCAR competition at Memphis, Arkansas Speedway, a 1.5-mile dirt track located near Lehigh, Arkansas. Baker finished 5 laps ahead of the runner-up, Dick Rathman, who finished in 2nd place. The entire prize pool for the race was $10,950, making it the 2nd largest payout of the season. The Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway had the season's largest payout. Baker and automobile owner Bob Griffin both received $2,750 as a prize for their triumph, which was a significant amount of money back then. October 11, 1998. There is never a dull moment during a NASCAR event at Talladega Superspeedway, and the 1998 Winston 500 was certainly not an exception to this rule. This was Dale Jarrett's 3rd and final victory of the season, and he won it by a razor-thin margin of 0.14 seconds. His victory came in a race between 2 drivers who would go on to be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, Jeff Gordon, 2019, and Dale Jarrett, 2014. Jarrett received an additional $110,125 for himself and Hall of Fame club owner Robert Yates as a result of the victory 2018. Is cheating in sports just a normal thing? At the beginning of NASCAR, when it first started, stock cars were changed to make them faster. The ones who won were the ones who were more creative and who were better at finding the right balance between engines, aerodynamics, and intake. But it seemed like the desire for uniformity was more important than encouraging creativity. Or does it? What about NASCAR racing today? Is there still creativity going on that inspectors and governing bodies can't see? What sort of cheating will be found out later? NASCAR wants to make sure that drivers and fans have a more fair and consistent sports experience, but there are still cheating scandals and hidden changes. They are sometimes found, and sometimes not. Even though talent and luck play a big part in each race, there is sometimes a hidden boost that gives the winning driver an edge. It seems to be as much a part of the sport as sponsors, and that's not likely to change. So this was all about this video. I hope you liked the information given in the video. If you have anything in your mind, feel free to comment below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get more videos like this. Also, hit the bell icon to get the notification of the latest updates in the channel. Thanks for watching.